Так посмотреть, Исламу скоро 34 будет. Но Ислам тоже хочет драться не с Топурией и с Волконовской, или который вышел на замену с Майканом. Ислам хочет драться с большими именами, которые заслуживают, которые давно уже в 70 килограмм. Ты переходишь вес, заслужи, и у нас примерно вот такая.
Islam decides that he doesn't want to fight me. I don't care. I said, till you're gonna have to fight me. Okay. You say that you are the world champion, you're gonna keep dominating the division, all that. I'm here. You can't keep avoiding me all the time.
Ilia Topuria fired back after Khabib dismissed him, claiming Topuria had not earned a title shot against Islam Makhachev, but the tone shifted sharply when he spoke on a recent Joe Rogan podcast, where Ilia Topuria revealed that the jump to 155 pounds flipped a switch inside him. He admitted that while past performances looked dominant, his body was quietly betraying him, never fully loaded. With 10 extra pounds now wrapped around his frame, he feels heavier, calmer, and dangerously balanced. He believes a casual tap can shut opponents down, no perfect chin shot required. Topuria added that in grappling he feels unmovable, his gas tank deep, built to drag rivals into late rounds and break them.
This extra 10 pounds, how much better do you think you'll be able to perform inside the octagon? Because I would imagine physically, as good as your performances were, and they were spectacular, your body could not have been operating at 100%.
You are gonna see me at 155 that I'm gonna touch someone and I'm gonna take his lights out. I don't need to touch his chin. I just touch his head and it will explode. I feel so powerful at that weight class, so stable in the ground. Like, do you wanna wrestle? Let's wrestle. No problem. And I have the gas tank for 5 days, not 5.
On his podcast, Joe Rogan let irritation slip, openly airing his simmering annoyance.
He would eliminate weight cutting.
Why the hell to do that?
Sanctioned cheating that everybody has to do. Yeah, like Islam. Islam Makhachev is huge. How he makes 155 is, I don't understand it. Every time I stand next to him, like, how are you 155?
How much do you think he walks around?
He's got to be 190-ish. He's not a 155-pound man. It's just...
Nonetheless, Khabib Nurmagomedov weighed in on the proposed clash with a cold, calculated tone, insisting Ilia Topuria has not earned the right to stand across from Islam Makhachev. He stressed that Islam, edging toward 34, is running against the clock, with only a narrow window left to chase legacy fights. Khabib argued those moments shouldn't be wasted on untested challengers, pointing out Topuria's resume lacks true marquee names and warning he must prove far more before approaching the throne.
С чемпионом 66 летел к нему. Он сам на то, да, в Австралию полетел, у него там на заднем дворе подрался. Команда, мы считаем, что Топурия, он достойный боец. Но он чемпион, защитил пояс, выиграл очень серьезных ребят. Но эти все ребята, которые были в 66, даже тот же самый Холлоуэй, который он выиграл, он перешел на 70, он ничего не сделал. Из-за этого нам нужно, чтобы Исламу тоже немного осталось. Если так посмотреть, Исламу скоро 34 будет. Но Ислам тоже хочет драться не с Топурией и с Волконовской, или который вышел на замену с Майканом. Ислам хочет драться с большими именами, которые заслуживают, которые давно уже в 70 килограмм. Ты переходишь вес, заслужи, и у нас примерно вот такая.
Cormier echoed Khabib Nurmagomedov's stance on a potential Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria matchup, bluntly suggesting the fight lacks real substance, and he pointed to the fallout from Makhachev's last so-called super bout with Alexander Volkanovski as proof. Despite Volkanovski entering that contest as the pound-for-pound king, Islam walked away without the reverence or acclaim usually granted after such a victory, a detail Cormier found telling. He explained that super fights are meant to elevate legacies, but that magic only truly happens when the smaller man shocks the world, not when the naturally bigger fighter does what's expected. In his view, Islam overpowering someone like Topuria wouldn't spark the same surge of praise or momentum. Cormier ultimately sided with Khabib, warning that the risk outweighs the reward, especially with Makhachev's remaining time in the sport shrinking fast. Still, the door wasn't fully closed. He admitted curiosity about seeing Topuria at 155 across from Islam. Rogan pushed back, framing the debate around spectacle and urgency, arguing that if the goal is a massive, electric main event for July, this is the fight that delivers. He suggested names like Volkanovski or Diego Lopez could wait, because Topuria versus Makhachev is the collision that would ignite headlines, stir chaos, and give fans the buzz they are craving.
That lightweight now, I hope, as crazy as it sounds, I hope Ilia goes up to 55. I really do. Volkanovski, Diego Lopez, 45.
I'll take that.
Ilia goes up to 55. I don't care if he only defended the title one time or didn't.
Agree.
Who cares?
You want Ilia to fight Makhachev?
Let's go.
Yeah,
go.
face a couple of those guys first, like you just said.
Yeah, it'd be nice, but also, who cares? Let's go. Let's go. That's if you want to make the big fight for July. You want to make that big fight in July? Is it the Volkanovski rematch? I don't know. I think Volkanovski's people want to probably see him win.
Khabib's unwavering belief in Islam Makhachev was underscored by Islam's spotless run at 155, a record that leaves little room for doubt, and Sonnen admitted he understood Khabib's irritation at Ilia Topuria daring to leap into contention without first earning his scars in the lightweight ranks. He pointed out the irony in Khabib's vision of Islam climbing a division for a fresh crown, a move that eerily mirrors Topuria's own bold jump to 155, turning the debate into a tense reflection of ambition colliding with legacy.
Very much Khabib's position. Let me change the words, but tell you Khabib's position. He represents a guy named Islam. He cares greatly about this guy, and he thinks he's the best fighter in the world. And this guy has never lost at 155 pounds. Don't correct me. Please don't take the time to correct me. He's never lost at 155 pounds. He's proven that he's actually the best. Annoyed that another guy is coming in from a different division who, while doing great in that division, has not proved himself at all in this division. This, the one that Khabib's pupil has done so well in. And one of Khabib's remedies, while ignoring this guy, who's done a great job, but he didn't do it here, one of Khabib's remedies is to take his guy up a weight class. Doesn't matter who the opponent, as long as they got the belt, try their hand there. And then, okay, but what you're describing for Islam to do, or potentially to do, or that you would like him to do, is exactly what Ilia's trying to do. What you're describing and suggesting Islam do next is exactly what Ilia is in the process of doing.
Sonnen argued that Topuria, still unbeaten, remains a legitimate threat in the lightweight picture even without a single official bout at 155, pushing back hard against the narrative trying to erase his credibility. He emphasized that dismissing Topuria's dominance at featherweight simply because it didn't happen at lightweight weakens the entire argument against him and ignores the damage already done. While critics continue to insist Topuria is untested in the division, Sonnen rejected that logic, suggesting greatness doesn't suddenly reset when a fighter gains 10 pounds, and that talent, pressure, and composure don't vanish with a scale change.
It's a little bit tough, like it doesn't sound that bad. For me, talking about Ilia Topuria, you got an undefeated champion of the world who's now in your weight class. Obviously, he's the #1 contender. But for other guys to go, well, but he hasn't proved it here. Matter of fact, look, he's got no ranking here. He's got no wins over anybody here. We don't discount what he did, but he didn't do it here. Okay, that's a little bit weak, but kind of hard to argue.
Yet on a recent Joe Rogan podcast, Ilia Topuria laid his cards on the table, openly declaring that a showdown with Islam Makhachev at 155 pounds is the fight he wants above all else, no detours, no delays. He made it clear that chasing a top contender slot holds zero appeal for him, stressing that a clash with Islam carries the biggest stakes and the strongest market pull, especially since every other challenger has already been dismantled by Makhachev. Topuria added that even if Islam chooses to avoid the matchup, it won't shake his resolve, because he is fully committed to proving he belongs in that moment. He pointed back to his victories over two legendary names from the featherweight division, highlighting his dominant win over Alexander as undeniable evidence that his resume already justifies a championship opportunity.
Line of when you would like to fight at 155?
I would like to fight with Islam, that's for sure. I would like to fight him.
But if they don't give you that fight, if they give you like a #1 contender fight, when would you like to fight next?
I wouldn't fight for a #1 contender
really?
fight. No.
You only want to fight for the title?
Yeah, of course.
Also, it's the most marketable fight. Everybody else has lost to him, right?
I don't care if Islam decides that he doesn't want to fight me. I don't care. I said, till you're going to have to fight me. Okay? You say that you are the world champion, you're going to keep dominating the division, all that. I'm here. You can't keep avoiding me all the time. Prove that I deserve that shot. As you said, I knock out
two of the all-time greats.
Two of the all-time greats. To the greats, Walt, who was like dominating everyone in 145 division, and Max Holloway. Great fighters, both.
On another podcast, Ilia Topuria dropped a chilling warning about what he believes would unfold in a fight with Islam Makhachev, painting a picture meant to unsettle everyone listening. He claimed that if they ever met, he would calmly ask Islam which submission he prefers, then end the fight by finishing him with that exact technique. Topuria doubled down, saying he would handle Makhachev right in front of Khabib, even submitting him faster than Khabib ever did to his own opponents. He recalled how Khabib used to dominate rivals, drag them down, and talk to them mid-fight, promising he would do the same, taking Makhachev to the mat, controlling him completely, and speaking to him as the fight slipped away.
Would you beat Islam Makhachev?
Me personally, I would ask him like, what's your favorite submission? Whatever. Dark show. I'm gonna submit you with that.
So if you ask him what his favorite submission is, you would do that to him?
Yeah.
This is a guy that's trained and coached by Khabib.
I take him close to Khabib. I will submit him closer to Khabib.
You'll submit him in front of Khabib?
Yeah. Khabib used to take people, take them down, and talk to Dana. I will take him,
and then talk to Khabib.
Though nothing has been officially locked in, Demetrius Johnson weighed in on the potential matchup and framed it as a quietly fascinating collision of styles. He noted that Islam is deadly with his body kicks, repeatedly carving opponents down, but questioned whether Topuria could catch one, turn it into a takedown, and force a grappling exchange that flips the script. Johnson quickly brushed off doubts about Topuria on the feet, labeling him the sharper, more dangerous boxer. He reminded listeners we've already witnessed how Islam looks when facing elite boxing pressure, pointing back to the tense moments against Justin Gaethje as a revealing reference.
Up to lightweight. If he does fight Islam Makhachev, how do you think that fight goes?
I think it'll be an interesting matchup because I look at Islam's very good about using his length and throwing the body kicks. So are we going to see Ilia Topuria catch a kick for a takedown and start grappling with him? I doubt it. Ilia Topuria is a better boxer. We saw what Islam could do against a good boxer when it comes to Justin Gaethje. I think Islam's going to...
Furthermore, Matthias Gamro shared his take on a potential clash between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, calling it a compelling matchup yet laced with skepticism about Topuria's chances. He pointed out the glaring size difference, noting that Topuria is smaller while Islam boasts a commanding, naturally larger frame. Gamro emphasized that to truly challenge someone of Makhachev's caliber, a fighter must match that physical dominance and perform seamlessly across all facets of the game, from striking to grappling. He underscored that without that blend of size, skill, and endurance, the odds tilt sharply, making Topuria's path toward victory an uphill battle filled with high-risk maneuvers and razor-thin margins.
Interesting fight, but I don't know. Topuria is small guy. Islam is really big guy, and I don't think that Topuria has changed against him. You know, like. If you wanna fight with Islam, you have to be like big guy, like similar like him, because he's good everywhere. But if your body is smaller than him, so you don't have.
Chandler expressed genuine admiration for Ilia Topuria's fighting style, highlighting the way he maintains icy composure and calculated poise, only unleashing decisive, fight-ending strikes at the perfect moment. He believes Topuria possesses the power and timing to land a crushing shot on Islam Makhachev, the kind that could end the bout instantly. Yet Chandler cautioned that if the fight stretches beyond the initial flurries and enters the deeper rounds, Islam's naturally larger frame and superior endurance would likely start to dominate, turning the tide against Topuria despite his early explosiveness and precision.
Ilia Topuria go at it, who you think wins?
Ilia Topuria may be one of my favorite guys to watch stylistically. How he doesn't force things, not getting emotional, not pushing too hard, also not taking his foot off the gas. He's just right there in the middle until he lands the big knockout punch. So I think he could catch Islam, but if that fight goes anything past 15 minutes, I think Islam beats him handedly just because Islam is a large 155er, and I don't think Ilia is that big. But ton of respect for both of those guys, especially
fought for the title. How do you see that one playing out?
It's a tough fight. Ilia, better striking, good boxing. He never fought with guys who can wrestle very well like Islam. So we'll say it's a 50-50 fight.
Do you think they're going to give Ilia the opportunity to fight Islam for the title if it's not shoot?
I think so. I'm open for everybody.
Alexander Volkanovski shared his take, acknowledging that Islam would present a formidable test for Topuria, yet Ilia clearly has the tools to land a fight-changing shot. He praised Topuria's stand-up craft, especially his boxing, noting how meticulously he stalks the chin with patience and unshakable composure, waiting for the precise moment to strike. Volkanovski emphasized that even when a fight drifts off script, Topuria relentlessly pursues openings, never abandoning his hunt. Still, he cautioned that Islam would likely move with calculated caution, fully aware of Topuria's power and precision, prepared to defend against any sudden, decisive blows that could turn the bout on its head.
Look, it just comes to
can Ilia catch him? You know, that's what is, and he definitely can. Ilia's very, especially with his approach. He really backs his strike and his boxing. He really knows that he will eventually find the chin, and he's stoic till that happens. You know what I mean? He is on task, and he doesn't. You know what I mean? He'll go even if things aren't working. He's still going to try and find it. So I think Islam's going to be a tough matchup for him because Islam can be quite defensive and safe. I think he's going to know he needs to play it safe with Ilia because he knows Ilia is going to have that punch.
Talloway argued that Islam Makhachev's wide-ranging skill set makes him an exceptionally dangerous opponent, one not to be underestimated. He pointed to Islam's track record and his uncanny ability to dictate the flow of a fight, controlling opponents with precision and timing. Holloway further emphasized that Islam's versatility across all aspects of combat, striking, grappling, and transitions, grants him a distinct edge, making any potential clash a steep uphill battle for challengers and reinforcing just how daunting he would be in a higher-stakes matchup.
What would you think? Who would win?
I mean, bro, it's hard to go against Islam. His fighting style is a tough one. You know, he likes wrestling. He likes striking. Now he's falling in love with his striking. It's hard to bet against Islam. At the end of the day, if he gets it, that's cool, but probably not. He has Volk and Diego driving down the door right now, so I think they make...
I think he's going to be a lot bigger than Topuria, but that being said, Topuria is an assassin, and I believe he can knock out anybody from 145 pounds to 170 pounds.
You think Islam could become the champion at an upper weight class, maybe 170 if he wanted to?
Yeah, I believe Islam could win the 170.
John Ali shared his perspective, acknowledging Islam's clear size advantage while simultaneously praising Ilia's formidable skill set. He suggested that if both fighters perform at their absolute peak, the encounter could escalate into a true super fight, a high-stakes clash brimming with tension, skill, and the potential for dramatic, fight-defining moments that fans crave.
Interested in Ilia versus Islam. God, I mean, Islam is quite a bit bigger, but I feel like Ilia's skill level is just so high. Obviously, so is Islam. So that could be a potential super fight here in a few years if those guys keep doing.
Hill expressed unwavering confidence in Ilia Topuria's ability to topple Islam Makhachev, praising his lightning-fast hands and inventive striking arsenal. He stressed that if Ilia lands a clean, precise shot, he possesses the raw power and skill to finish anyone, even when stepping up to higher weight classes, turning what seems like an underdog challenge into a fight teetering on the edge of sudden, explosive outcomes.
Just what I've seen personally too, just like hand speed, and the tricks and the way he plays with his striking game. I believe he's definitely capable of catching Islam. And if he catches anybody, I believe he can knock them out. I believe his power might even carry. Not saying that his size and things like that, he can move up to like those higher weight classes, but if he catches it, the way he hits it, if somebody even a bigger weight class get like that, he can put them on.
Brundage weighed in on the potential clash between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, highlighting Ilia's recent surge in form, especially his knockout victories over elite names like Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. He asserted that if Ilia were to land another devastating KO against Islam, it would cement his status among the all-time greats, potentially vaulting him into the top 3 and reshaping the legacy conversation around his career in a single, explosive moment.
You know, Yusuf obviously at 145, he's on a tear, he's making his come up, and he wants that Ilia fight so bad. They already fought once, but we were talking about if Ilia goes in and knocks out Islam Makhachev, like how high do we put him on the GOAT list? Right? Like to me, I'm like, John Jones is number 1 no matter what. I don't think anybody could surpass John Jones for a long time. Obviously it would take a ton, but everyone in my circle at least is like, man, if he goes and knocks out Islam after knocking out Holloway, after knocking out Volk, he's got to be up there like top.
Yet Brundage added that, despite many underestimating Ilia Topuria's ground game, he is in fact a highly skilled wrestler and black belt, a dimension often overlooked in discussions of his striking prowess. He emphasized that this factor becomes crucial when two fighters of such extraordinary talent face off, where every skill and tactic could tip the balance. Ultimately, Brundage believes the matchup would be intensely gripping, a razor-close contest where momentum could shift in an instant, keeping fans on edge from the first strike to the final bell.
I think people, like, he's been knocking all these people out. People really sleep on Ilia's grappling. He's a super high-level black belt with really good submissions, really good wrestling. And so I think people are worried, like saying, oh, he'll get out-wrestled, but he has great wrestling. So, man, I don't know. I would have to go with Islam because he's bigger, and I think weight maybe plays a factor when you have two really highly skilled guys, but that would be an absolute bang.
What's your take on this?